guys, welcome back to my channel, Crafted by Kiki. In today's video, we're doing something Valentine's related. I'm gonna do some Valentine's Day treat boxes and make a little menu for that. So I have some strawberries here, I have pretzels, I have alcohol for those who are 21 and over. I also have the chocolate melts, the wafers, and I also have sprinkles and some other miscellaneous candies. So today's video, we're gonna learn how to melt chocolate, dip some items, and put the box together. To start, I'm just gonna start unpacking the things I have here. I have some cupcake liners, which I've seen in other people's photos. They put the strawberries in the cupcake liners. That just gives it another barrier just in case they start leaking, because sometimes dipped strawberries do tend to give off its own moisture over time. So I got some of these. It also came with some little heart stakes in there, which I think would be a nice touch. Once again, I have sprinkles. That's going to be for the pretzels. And then I have some little jelly candies that I found in the store. This was like $5, so I figured there's a lot in there. This would be a nice addition. And then I have several different boxes because I'm just testing out which ones I like. And also they're different sizes. So with the sizes, I can charge them differently. So this one is one of the smaller sizes. It's pretty deep. I like that this box is like heavily decorated. So that's one of my favorite boxes, although it's smaller. And then I have a big pack of strawberries, pretzels. I'm using pretzel rods. Or I was debating between rods and regular pretzels, but I like the rods. Then I have a chocolate mold. So we have hearts, we have roses, and then another style heart. So I'm happy and excited to use that. And then I found this little baking tin. It has hearts with different designs. So I really want to try this out. I'm thinking of putting cookie dough in here and seeing how cookies bake out in this. And yeah. And then lastly, our other boxes, I have just a traditional brown box. This is like a mid-size. Let's see what the measurement is. This is a 12-inch by 7.38 inches. And then I have like the mega box, the giant, reflective, shiny one. This one is one of our bigger ones. This box is 14.25 inches by 9.6. So yeah, these are the box options that I want to offer. And yeah, so basically today I'm just practicing it out, just trying to get them placed in the boxes and staged up so I can take photos for my business. And some of them I'm going to include with alcohol, some I'll do without, just to give my customers a variety and to give them their option choices. Okay, so first we're going to get started with our strawberries. This is something I probably should have done from the night before, but that's okay. First you want to wash and dry your strawberries. So I have a strainer here, and then I have a plate with some paper towel here as well. So yeah, we're going to start by washing these off just in some regular plain water, just to get rid of any like loose dirt or particles that we may not see, and just to make sure our fruits are very clear. So as you can see, I'm washing this with cold water. So go ahead and use my hand and move it around as well. Making sure we can get all the dirt off. I want to keep the green parts of the strawberries intact as well, but I want to make sure I get off any kind of dirt that may be hanging out in there. So go ahead and give them a nice rinse all the way through. And once again, I'm using cold water. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and transfer these onto our paper towel, and we're going to pat them dry. Okay, so now we have our strawberries. They have been rinsed off, and I have them on a plate with some paper towel. I also have a side paper towel here, and I'm just going to make sure that these are all laying flat, so that way they all are in contact with that paper towel so they can dry. And then I'm going to pat off the tops of them as well. And then before I get ready to dip them, I'm also going to dry them individually, just to really ensure that they're as dry as possible. And so far our strawberries are looking pretty nice. I think I chose a nice pack from the store. So we're gonna let these hang out and dry some more. And in the meantime, we're gonna work on melting down our chocolate. Okay, so some rules with chocolate is that whenever you start melting it and you take it off the heat, you have to work fast. So before I put my chips, I'm doing the double broiler method, and I'll show you what that is in just a moment. But before I get started, I want to make sure I have everything that I need set up. So I have my chocolate here. I'm going to start with the white chocolate, and we're going to dip some pretzels in the white chocolate, and then the remaining of the white chocolate is going to be used as a drizzle on the other strawberries because I'm going to dip them in dark chocolate, or the regular chocolate. So here I also have a stick. I'm going to temper my chocolate, meaning that I'm going to add some raw chips back into the melted chocolate, so that way it will cool faster and it will harden faster as well. Because whenever you heat chocolate, you're breaking up the emulsion, so you have to temper it back, so that way it solidifies itself harder and faster. So that's a lot of knowledge to take in, I know, but it's honestly not that hard. Once I start warming this up, I gotta work fast. So I have some sticks here so I can mix around that chocolate, and yeah, we're gonna get right into that. Okay, so now I'm at my stove. So yeah, once again, I said I'm doing the double broiler method, and all that means is that we have a pot here with a little bit of water, and then I have my heat turned towards medium-low. I don't want it too high. Reason I'm choosing to melt my chocolate in this method is that I have more control over the heat, and so if I see that it's getting too hot, I can move the bowl off, stir it, let it cool down, and put it back on to melt. Reason being is that I don't want to do it in the microwave because the microwave will cause your chocolate to burn. Chocolate is full of sugar, and sugar burns when it hits heat. So I'm doing the double broiler method just because I have more control. So like I said, you have a pot with some water. You're going to need a metal bowl. This bowl is pretty big, so I'm just going to use the corner of it. You're going to place it on top of that pot, and it's going to create a warm surface. Now it is going to be warm to the touch, but careful when you're touching it. You don't want it to get too hot. And then we're going to go in and add in our white chocolate wafers. Once again, I'm not adding in all of them because I am going to temper back my chocolate. With these type of chocolates, you don't necessarily have to temper it, but I'm choosing to do that just because it's easier for me. It dries a lot faster and hardens a lot faster. There is a specific ratio for tempering chocolate, and I don't quite 100% remember it, but it is, I want to say, like, just a good amount. It's hard to explain because I usually just eyeball it, but I added in majority of my bag, and then I'm keeping this amount left for tempering. Probably a little, that should be good. Okay. So that's just like a really small portion of the bag. This bag size was 12 ounces. So if I had to measure, this is probably like 3 ounces worth of the chocolate I left. So yeah, so we're gonna let this melt. I also have a rubber spatula here, and I have an oven mitt just in case the bowl does get hot, which is perfectly fine. So we're just gonna go ahead and stir around the chocolate. And as you can see, it's actually already melting, which is great. Just gonna bring you guys down some more. Okay. So yes, the chocolate's already melting. It's a very nice consistency. So honestly, this is not my go-to chocolate brand to use. For when I get ready to sell it for Valentine's, I'm actually gonna order the Goutard chocolate. That's just a chocolate I worked with back in culinary school that I really enjoyed the texture of. It really has like such a great quality, and you can tell the difference. But just for photo's sake, I wanna get my menu out and I wanna have pictures of what I'm trying to sell. So I'm just using this Wilton chocolate that I found at Walmart. Okay. And you don't want to spread your chocolate around your bowl too thin because you don't want it to burn. So just kind of keep it clustered together, give it a stir, bring it back together. So I'm actually going to let this sit and let it melt, and I'll come back to you guys. Chocolate is now melted. It is a nice consistency and it's nice and warm, so we're going to go ahead and add back in our raw chocolate chips. We're also going to remove this from the heat as well. Okay, adding in a couple chips. Stir. Once again, I'm not adding it back to the heat source. I'm just gonna give it a nice stir, let those chips melt, and that's called tempering chocolate. Okay, so now we're adding the remainder of the chips in here, not the chips, the wafers. You don't have to add it all at once, you just wanna add some, let it melt out. And now our chocolate is tempered. Once again, once you have your chocolate melted and we're tempering the chocolate, you do not add it back to the heat source. If you add it back to the heat source, that breaks your emulsion once again, and basically you just untempered your chocolate. So now our chocolate is smooth, those new chips have been melted in, and we're gonna go ahead and scoop this into a cup, so that way we can melt it on our, not melt, so that way we can dip our pretzels in there. Okay, so now I have scooped the white chocolate into this mug. I do notice that the texture of this chocolate is pretty thick. I did read the bag and it does say, let's see, it says additional heating will thicken the candy. So that is something I don't like about this type of chocolate, and it says to loosen it you could use shortening, but you don't ever add liquid to chocolate. But that's perfectly fine. Once again, this is just for photo purposes, not for actual sale. At least with the chocolate that I intend on buying, I've worked with it before, and I know that it doesn't thicken upon heating. So I'm gonna go ahead and start by dipping our pretzels. Okay. And honestly, that's not bad of a thickness. It's not terrible. And then I have a sheet tray lined with parchment paper that we're gonna go ahead and lay these on, and then we're gonna put on our sprinkle mix. This is just a mix that has white and pink. I felt like this is perfect for Valentine's Day. Sprinkle these on. I could also put this on a plate and roll it on the plate. I'll just sprinkle it on by hand. I forgot to mention is that since I am using a cup that's a little short, you can tilt the cup to get a better angle on dipping, and it allows it to go higher up the pretzel, which I like a lot better. And I'll show you guys the first one and these ones as well. And please excuse the noise, that's just my dogs in the background. What our dipped pretzels look like so far, and as you can tell, this is the first one that we did where I didn't tilt the cup compared to the ones that I did where I did tilt the cup. So I like the ones that were tilted because it gave us higher up on the pretzels. And actually some of these are dry already, so the first one we did is actually dry. And yeah, so these came out pretty easy. And then we're gonna melt the chocolate and move on to the strawberries. Also, I wanna give you guys a little taste test, so let's taste it. Pretty good. It's not bad. But me knowing a little bit about chocolate, this chocolate is really not smooth and creamy, but it's not bad, it tastes perfect. I forgot to say that we could also dip some strawberries in the white chocolate that we have melted here. So that is something we could do. Make sure that our strawberries are patted dry. We're gonna flick back the leaves so that way they're not getting dipped. I have a wooden stick here that I'm just gonna jab into it, not too far. And then we're gonna go ahead and stick it in the cup. Now, when I actually get ready to dip the strawberries, I prefer to dip them in like a bowl so that way I have more room to maneuver with my hands and roll them around. But just since I have the cup here, I could do that. And you're gonna slide it off the stick. So it's super easy, honestly foolproof. It doesn't get easier than this. Dry off your strawberry. Jab a stick through the top. Okay, dip it in your cup. And turn it around. So I'm sliding a little bit. drain off. Okay. And then since these are plain white, I can drizzle them with regular chocolate, just drizzle over the top, give them a nice little design. So yeah, we're gonna start with melting our regular chocolate now, and then we're gonna dip the rest of our strawberries. Okay, so now time to do our chocolate. Here is our double boil. I didn't clean out the bowl because I did white chocolate. When you melt regular chocolate, you're not gonna see it. So I didn't bother cleaning that out, which is perfectly fine. Go ahead and add in the majority of our bag, leaving a good amount left for tempering. A little bit amount. Like I said, if I were to measure, I'd say this is probably like 2 to 3 ounces at most. So yeah, we have the oven on a low heat, and you guys know the drill. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on a time lapse and speed it up. Chocolate is all melted, as you can see. We're gonna go ahead and add in our chips or our wafers in and get that tempered up. We're gonna remove it from the heat. As you can see, that steam from that pot. I'm just gonna stir it until it's smooth and creamy. And while we're stirring, this also helps to cool down our chocolate because we're incorporating hair. So that is our chocolate. This will be nice and smooth. I'm gonna go ahead and get a bowl. Like I said, I like to dip my strawberries inside of like a shallow bowl so that way I have more control over rotating it. So yeah. So now we have our chocolate that is melted. Before I dip the strawberries in the milk chocolate, I'm going to zigzag our white strawberries that you can see here. I'm just using my stick and I just have it dipped in the chocolate. I'm gonna bring it over and I'm gonna let it zigzag like this over it, okay? And then I'll show you guys what it looks like. That's done. Just nice thin lines, just random. Those come out super easy, and then we're gonna get right into dipping our regular strawberries. Once again, I have a piece of paper towel here for extra drying, and then I'm gonna get this stick out the way. Stick somewhere. I'm not using my stick. Okay, so I found my stick right here. A little bit of white chocolate on it. That's okay. So once again, we are going to pat dry our strawberries. Move the leaves up so when we dip it, it's not coating the leaves. Okay. Then we're gonna jab our stick in. Sometimes it's a little hard. I just don't want to jab it too hard because I don't want it to skewer through the bottom. But yeah, we have it on here. It's pretty firm and secure. I'm gonna go ahead and dip. You can tilt it, tilt the bowl, tilt the item. Okay. And then we're gonna shake off the excess. I don't want that layer of chocolate too thick. So we have our coated strawberry. I'm gonna put it on the parchment paper like that. So we're just gonna repeat this process across all these strawberries. Some of them I'll zigzag with some white chocolate, some of them I'll be plain. But yeah, it's just gonna be a lot of this for the next few moments. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the time lapse. all of them because my chocolate started to harden on me. So I just did just enough for me to do for my show plate. And I also remelted the white chocolate so I can drizzle on. I think I'm gonna drizzle on probably these 4 right here. So once again, I just have a stick and I'm just gonna go zigzag with it. It is a little thick, so it's gonna be a little difficult, but not too hard. Oh God. I don't want to splash it everywhere necessarily. It's a little hard to spread on there, but it is okay. We'll figure it out. And like this chocolate said, it says it thickens every time you heat it, so that's what we're experiencing right now. So I think that's as best of a drizzle I'm gonna get off of there. A little bit right there, that is okay. So yes, our strawberries are drizzled. We have our white chocolate dipped, and then we have chocolate drizzle. We have chocolate with white chocolate drizzle. We have plain. Oh, and I also did some more pretzels, but I did it with regular chocolate, as you can see. I'm also gonna put some white chocolate on here as well. I don't struggle. I just don't want to splash it everywhere. Usually we have more space to move around. Okay. So yeah, that concludes us dipping the chocolates. Now I'm gonna work on the other portions of my Valentine's Day box. And that's it. Okay, so now I've worked on the little side items and the treats that are gonna go in the boxes. I have these little heart-shaped like cookie cakes. I didn't put any chocolate chips in them. If I had more chocolate, I would have dipped them halfway, like at an angle. But we're gonna pretend for now. And then also, I made some chocolate out of the molds. So I have some heart shapes and some roses, just different little things I was messing around with. And then as you already know, we have the pretzels and the strawberries and stuff. So now I'm just gonna work on different configurations of these boxes. I'm gonna put on the time lapse. I'm gonna toy around with some things. But yeah, you guys can come along with me and look at my thought process. So this is the design that I have come up with for the largest box in my set. I do feel like it's missing something, so I'm gonna try and find some more things to add into these treat boxes. But so far I like the design that I chose. So we have the alcohol bottles here, we have our strawberries, we have the chocolates from the chocolate molds that I made as well, along with these little Love and EXO little paper tabs. And then we have some jelly candies in there. I do want to find another element to add in. And once again, I do plan on coating this partially in chocolate. And the pretzels are in there as well. They're underneath everything. So I do like this layout, but once again, I am going to try and find some more stuff to add to the box. But so far, I think I'm off to a good start. That was my first box design. I am just keeping this for my family, so that's why I'm not wearing any gloves during this video. But come time when I'm ready to sell these, then I'll definitely be wearing gloves to prepare these. But yeah, so that's the first box design. I'm gonna do the other two and see how things come out. And yeah. guys, so I worked on my smaller box design. Honestly, I'm not liking this shape for it. It's kind of hard to fit stuff. I was only able to get about 4 strawberries in there, like 3 gummy jellies and 1 pretzel. So I think the rectangle boxes are better than these squares, although the box itself is cute, but it's just a tight fit. So I don't know, I'll still think about it, but I don't think I'm gonna do the square design. I'll probably try and find rectangle boxes to these. Here's just a closer look at it. It kind of just seems kind of jumbled in there, but I do love the box idea, how it opens and it has like a sticky tab for opening and closing, but I don't think this square box works for me. This is my last box design. Once again, I do feel like I do need another element in here, but I do like the layout of it so far. And yeah, so I think I may switch from these papers to shredded papers, just to kind of make it look more full, try and give it some height in there. Not every box has to come with alcohol. That's just what I'm using to show it off for today. But an alcohol-less box is an option for sure. But yeah, so far I do like my 3 box options. I may get rid of this one, I'm not sure yet. Or if I can find another box that has a flip top, then I'll try and switch to that. But I feel like today was a great test run of how I want these boxes to look. And yeah. Okay guys, that concludes my video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you guys end up recreating my method of dipping strawberries in pretzels, definitely let me know in the comments. Now it's time for me and my family to enjoy these strawberries. Bye!